today I'm going to show you how to make snowflake cake pops in two different ways. For both methods, however, we're going to be using these mini cookie cutter snowflakes. And they're perfect not only for cookies, but for shaping cake pops and cutting out fondant decorations. So if you're ready, let's get started. As always, bake your cake. Once it's cooled, crumble it up in your hands. Then add a tablespoon or so of frosting, blend it all together until you get a perfect consistency that looks something like this, so that you can mold and shape your cake pops. Once you have your cake pop mixture done, you're ready to start shaping your snowflakes. Once you're ready, apply some vegetable shortening to the inside of your cookie cutter. Next, take a portion of your cake pop mixture and start rolling it into a ball and smooth it, trying to eliminate all the cracks that you possibly can. Next, flatten it out slightly so you have about 1 inch thickness. Take your cookie cutter and cut into your cake pop. Remove the excess cake pop mixture. Using a knife, cut off all of the excess cake pop from the top. Next, take your brush and gently start pushing out your cake pop. And there we have it. Using your brush, you can fix any little smudges that may have occurred while you were pushing out your cake pop. And then when you're done, there it is, your finished cake pop. My snowflake cake pops are now ready. So we take each cake pop and a cake pop stick, dip it about 1 inch into the chocolate, your melted chocolate. For this I've used melted chocolate wafers. And then pierce it into your cake pop. Go about 3/4 of the way in. Careful not to go all the way through. Then I like to take a brush and clean up a little bit of that excess chocolate that has created at the top. Okay. Just like that. So next I'll put all my cake pops into the refrigerator so that they can firm up. Now my cake pops are ready to be dipped. So I take my melted chocolate and pour it into a deep, narrow glass. That way I have enough melted chocolate so that my cake pops can fully immerse into the chocolate, and then I can pull them straight back out. So here we go. Take your cake pop, dip it until it's fully in, pull it straight out. Next, what you want to do is slowly start to tap your cake pop against the glass and spin it around slowly so that you can remove all that excess chocolate off. All right, there you go. There's my very first snowflake cake pop. Now I'll take my next one. Again, dip straight down, straight up, start tapping and twirling. And there we go. There's my cake pop. Now these are ready to go back into the refrigerator to set for another ½ an hour. So the next thing we want to do is decorate our snowflake cake pops. There are many ways you can decorate them. Here's one. I'll take some pearl dust that I have, mix it with just a little bit of vodka. This will create some kind of paint so that I can paint a shimmery white sparkle to my cake pops, to my snowflake cake pops. So here's my cake pop, and I'll just paint the surface with just a little bit of this pearl dust that is mixed with vodka. Okay, so now that my snowflake is sparkling, I don't think you can really see that on your screen, but trust me, it's beautiful. Next, I'll take some melted chocolate, and I've melted a very light blue color, and I'll use this to decorate the snowflake. Okay, I finished decorating my snowflake cake pops, and that's how they turned out. These are just a few different styles I tried out. Feel free to try out any style you want. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And next I'll show you how to make another kind of snowflake cake pop.
For this version of snowflake cake pops, take small portions of your cake pop mixture and roll them out into 1 inch diameter balls, just like this one. Once you've created all your cake pops, put them in the refrigerator for about 1 hour so that they can set. After they have firmed up for about an hour, you're ready to dip.
Next, I'll take my cake pop stick and one of my circle cake pops that I will be using for my second method of snowflake cake pops. And I will pierce the cake pop stick into the bottom, going about 3/4 of the way into it. Next, take my brush and clean up all that excess chocolate that has formed at the bottom. Then I'll set my cake pops back into the refrigerator so that the sticks can set in their place. Okay, now I'm ready to dip my cake pops. I pour my melted chocolate into a narrow glass so that my melted chocolate is deep enough to fully immerse my cake pop when I go to dip. So I take my cake pop, dip it straight in, make sure it's fully immersed, pull it straight back out, start tapping it against the glass and spinning your cake pop around very slowly so that you can remove all that excess chocolate off. And there you go, there's my cake pop. Now I'm ready to put these back into the refrigerator for another half an hour so that they can set. So for the second method of snowflake cake pops, what I want to do is cut out a fondant snowflake and stick that onto my cake pop ball. So what you do is roll out some white fondant, about 1/8 of an inch thick, and then using your snowflake cutter, just cut out a snowflake. There it is. And then I'll set these aside so that they dry, and then we can start decorating our snowflakes. Okay, now that my snowflake fondant pieces have dried up pretty well, I'm going to start decorating them. And what I am using is melted blue chocolate to decorate my snowflake. You can use any color you'd like. So I'll just choose to draw on it just like this. And then I'll use some pearl candy to decorate. And then I'll top it off with just a little bit of sparkle dust. Here we go. And there's my snowflake. Okay, now my cake pops have dried and are ready to be decorated. So I've mixed just a little bit of vodka with my pearl dust, and I'm just going to paint the cake pop ball so that it's shimmering. And there it is. I don't know if you can see that on the screen, but it's nice and shimmery. So next what I want to do is take my snowflake fondant decoration, put just a little bit of melted chocolate on the back, just like that. Take my cake pop and stick it right on the top side of my cake pop. You can put it wherever you'd like. I just kind of like the look of putting it a little bit to the top, kind of like a hat. And there it is. There is my other version of a snowflake cake pop. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I have now shown you 2 different ways of making snowflake cake pops, and I really hope you try them out this holiday season. Thank you so much for joining me.